Well, hey y'all. It's a beautiful September day here in the South. The weather's nice. The birds are chirping still. So, I thought I'd jump on here and talk to y'all about who I am. I haven't introduced myself yet. So, I thought it'd be a good idea to let you know, well, why I started this channel, and that it has a lot to do with me leaving my old job because of COVID. So, first and foremost, I love God. I believe in Jesus Christ. I try to base everything that I do in life on that teaching, on His teaching, and on the love of God. The love of God. I hope that you see that in what I bring to the table, in what I present. So, I'm a wife. I am a wife. I am a mother. I am a grandmother. I am a sister. I am an aunt, and I am a niece. And I am a friend. I have friends who, they're like family to me. They know who they are. I love them so much. So when COVID-19 hit, I was working as an editor of a local newspaper. And, well, it was scary for everybody, but some people took it more seriously than others, you know, and as well as no one was sure. No one was sure what was going on. And, well, I got really sick. You know, reporters here, there, and everywhere. They're interviewing people that could have any disease, or really anything could be going on. And so I got real sick from COVID. Very sick for days. And I guess really being as sick as I was, and I lost family and friends to COVID. And so it was scary. And so I reassessed my life. I reassessed my life and what I wanted to do. And I was spending so many hours working as a reporter, as an editor. I loved that job. I loved the job, but I had no time for family, for friends, for grandkids. So I had to make a change. And I'm happier. So I have more time on my hands to do the things that I enjoy doing. And that includes still being nosy about the news. So here we are. Here we are. I love to read. And really, I love to learn. And I think that's why I love to read. I love to study the Bible. I love to study news. I love to stay current. I love to know what's going on. I've been in journalism for a very long time. So on top of being a home manager for, well, over 30 years, I've also been a journalist for over 30 years. I'm very nosy. I am very nosy. But on top of that, I feel like that you have to stay involved and know what's going on in your world, in your community, because you live here. You should be a part of what's going on. I have done a whole lot of freelance writing, but I've also worked for some larger publications. I worked for the old Knight Ridder company, and that was a family-owned company at one time, and they had a lot of Pulitzers to show off. Yes. I think they were bought out by McClatchy in 2006. So, but I've also worked for Gray Media, and well, the funny thing is, I've worked for Gray Media as a reporter and as an actress. I have been in some of their swirl films. So, and I've worked at the Assembly Atlanta studios. I have worked at Third Rail Studios several times at Third Rail Studios. So that's funny how time goes and things just happen that way. You know, that company has grown, and well, you just never know. You could see a small family-owned company that, you know, just starts out with a couple of folks, mom and pop business, and then it just turns into a conglomerate, really. A media gold mine, honestly. It really sometimes does. I've known others that have done that. So, I have had, let's see, I had a feature role. I had a feature role in Girl in the Closet. That's by Swirl Film. I was in A Gospel Christmas. I think Swirl Film did that. I was also an investigative journalist, reporter, editor for Smith Communications Incorporated. So on top of having a successful marketing division that's been in service longer than I've been alive, pretty much, they also publish several award-winning newspapers. They have the Lake Oconee News, as well as my favorite in the whole world, my favorite newspaper in the whole world, the Edenton Messenger. They also publish several beautiful award-winning magazines, Lake Life magazine being one of their most popular. And shout out to Lynn Hobbs, editor of that magazine. She's amazing. She is one of the best at what she does. She really is. But she's been doing it a while, so she knows what she's doing. So I've had the pleasure of covering lifestyle and community events, but most of my experience and most of my work has been covering politics and business. I have sat in many, many, many government meetings where they could be extremely monotonous and boring sometimes, yes. But there's always those nuggets in there where you find out something extremely important is going on in the community. And then it's going to affect everybody. So, it's important, again, it's important to go to these meetings. I've won some awards for my work, especially for helping to give voice for the water watchers. I live in between two very popular lakes, Sinclair and Lake Oconee. And they provide not only a great recreational resource for the community, for tourists, but they also provide a food source and a water source for our businesses and for our residents. I've been in a private plane over our local waters, working with the River Keepers and the Sierra Club and their ambassador, Thomas Middleditch. He was the star of the show Silicon Valley, and he was in town doing the movie Godzilla at the time. So he took some time out to, kind of see what we're doing, working on things around here to keep our waters clean. And to help us in the fight, too. So there are some repercussions, hazards, that come with the job of being a reporter, an investigative journalist. I have sat in the back of a police car. Burning up, really, for apparently trespassing on private property because, several of us were in some type of boating apparatus, and we were touring the lakes, and we got near the shore, and we saw something that was possibly leaking from an ash pond into our water source, this lake. So I got out of the boat to get a better look. I couldn't believe what my eyes saw. But that ended up being a mistake because I got in trouble with the police, and I got in trouble with their security that is like really scary security. So, but that company's doing much better now. Everything has changed. It's just a whole different ball game. And you work with people that change. I have had the honor of some of my work contributing to helping some of the underdeserved in our community have their 100-year-old clay pipes replaced. Yes. One lady, these pipes had busted, so the water was coming up in part of her yard, this beautiful yard. She had a beautiful yard. I mean, she kept her yard immaculate. And the water was coming up. She couldn't even use part of this yard. So I really documented a lot of the damage that was done to her yard by the just old and decrepit infrastructure and some of the other yards. And by doing that, and I documented for the newspaper, and by doing that, we were able to, get a grant from the state, to have those fixed, a block grant, to have those fixed. I've worked with our local sheriff and some very sharp judges to have money that was allocated for drug rehabilitation to go where it's supposed to, and not on some shady shellac to get a new vehicle for the dog catcher. A lot of people, smart people much smarter than me, are too busy with their small circle to investigate what impact the majority might be having on that small circle. You have to go to your local meetings, friends, or at least find out what is going on at those local meetings. Get involved. Help these leaders out. Let them know what's going on in the community that they may not know. Let them know what your problems are. We just don't have time to serve in these positions. But you can give some advice. you can give some advice to those leaders and let them know, let them know there may be better ways to do things. I'm a member of Leadership Putnam. You learn so much about your community with this program. You build lasting friendships with others within your community. Yes, it might mean getting out of your comfort zone, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. Some of the activities that this program has will challenge you, to say the least. But it's fun. It's fun challenges. And when you're done with those challenges, you had so much fun doing them that you didn't realize it until afterwards. You had learned so much. So just if look this program up, look it up and see if you have that. And if not, and if you don't have a leadership program, in your community, there are, I'm sure, so many things that you can get involved with that need your help. Things that you're interested in. That's important. That's very important. Find something that you're interested in. Find something that's on your heart that you would like to see a difference made. So one of my greatest abilities in journalism is to be able to research and gather information, to analyze that information, and then summarize it for others, to share it with others who really might need that information to make an informed decision in that little circle of theirs. Well, that's what I hope to do here, friends. Thank you for joining me. And as time goes, I hope that we will be able to get to know each other better. YouTube is about sharing, and I have a lot to tell. So stay tuned and stay in touch, friends.